Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. So today I want to talk about what to expect when you go to a photography class, a workshop, or an expedition, and what you shouldn't have to put up with. Now, first, before I start, I want to tell you, this is not talking about the free workshops that are put on by camera stores or that are put on by camera manufacturers or accessory manufacturers that you go to and you're sold a product. That's why they put them on. That's why they have them. They're a trade show. They're bringing you in, you're learning about their product, and they're going to try making you want to buy it. These are the workshops that I'm talking about where you have to pay good money. Sometimes it's an hour class, sometimes 2, 4, 6, 8 hours. Sometimes it's a weekend. Sometimes it's 7 days. What should you expect and what shouldn't you expect when you go to these? Well, first thing is, you should not expect, if you're paying good money to go to these, you shouldn't expect them to be a constant commercial. You are going there to learn. You're not going there to be sold a product or a service all the time. Now, they may mention it, which is fine. If they mention it once throughout the weekend or once throughout a 2-hour course, that's one thing. But when you're told constantly, you need to buy this camera, you need to buy this lens, you need to buy this camera, you need to buy this lens, and it's repeated constantly, you shouldn't have to put up with that. Why does it happen? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Years ago, when I was sponsored by different manufacturers, different suppliers, it was, we'll give you this if you tell people that you shoot with this, which was a great thing. If somebody gave me 500 free rolls of film to give to my students and to shoot myself, I would tell people what I thought about it. I love this film. This film works great in this situation, in this situation. I had no problem doing that. But that changed a number of years ago, and the manufacturers wanted me to actually say their film or their camera or their lens or their tripod, whatever it would be, or their photography shop was the only one that you should go to, and that you should upgrade, and that you had to do this or you must do this. And it became ridiculous. And now when you go to a lot of these classes and workshops and expeditions, whatever it is, the learning experiences, when you go to them, all you hear are commercials constantly. If you show up with an entry-level camera, you'll be told you need to upgrade your camera. If you show up with an entry-level lens or a tripod or a laptop or an editing program, you will be told that you have to upgrade if you want to be a good photographer. And that's a load of garbage. All they're trying to do is to please their sponsors. So before you go to something like this, check first to see, is this going to be something where you're going to learn something useful, or is this just going to be a selling opportunity for the sponsor or for the photographer putting it on? If you're paying good money, you should be learning something. Next thing, who is putting this course on, the workshop on, or the teaching on, and who is actually going to do it? There's a lot of places out there where they put a name onto a weekend. Come and learn with us and so photographer. Well, so photographer has no intention whatsoever of teaching. They have their name attached to it so that you show up, so that you're suckered into paying your money, and that photographer will come and be paid well for coming to have a totally cost-free weekend, and all he'll have to do or she'll have to do is talk for 2 hours, and then they leave, and they get to enjoy their weekend. Is the person that's selling the program, is the person that's name attached to the program, are they actually going to be there and be involved in it, or are they just the name that's getting you to come? Now, there's different ways that people will do this and everything. So again, check it out for yourself. If it is a weekend where they're telling you that you're going to improve your photography by having workshops and by having time to shoot, and you go there and the workshops are just selling you stuff, or the workshops are just a photographer sitting down saying, this is the picture I took in Africa, this is the picture I took in Malaysia, this is the picture I took in Australia, it's not worth it. It's not going to teach you anything. But if the workshop is actually there to teach you, if the expedition is to teach you, if the course is to teach you, they will say, we're going to have a 1-hour class Friday night talking about ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Saturday morning, you're given time to go out and shoot, and then from 10 until 11:30, we will cover off this, this, and this. Then you'll be having lunch, then you'll have some time to shoot, and then from 2 until 4, we'll be covering off this, this, and this. And then at 7 o'clock at night, after a formal dinner, a nice dinner, because they usually happen on a Saturday, then we'll have a presentation by the photographer who's putting it on, and he will talk about his time when he was shooting elephants in this place, or when he was chasing whales in this place. That is what you want to look for. You want to look for something where you're actually going to get something out of it. Had a gentleman come to me not too long ago. He took a course a couple of years ago, and it's been bothering him. And he came to ask, he says, you teach, he says, I've even taken some of your classes and loved them. He says, I want to know, this class where I dropped he actually dropped over $5,000. And he says, was I suckered in? And what the class was that he had to pay to fly to this place on his own. When he got there, the class did include, or the weekend did include, his accommodation, and it did include his meals. And it was supposed to include some teaching with this famous photographer. When he got there on Friday, they showed up and he checked in, and there was nothing happening on Friday. So he went out and took some pictures on his own. Saturday, he got up, he went, did some pictures, he had his breakfast, and they had a class from 10 until 11 where all the photographer did was talk about his life and his pictures. That was it until after supper, where the photographer came in and did a formal presentation about pictures, and that was it. Nobody at the whole weekend came to him and said, what do you need to learn? What do you want to learn? Nobody was there when he had questions. It was not a well put on presentation. And I hear that from a lot of people. So first, they shouldn't be doing it. But second, really check into it before you go. Find out what you're actually going to learn. Find out who's going to be presenting it. In larger classes, if it's put on by a photographer, he's probably or she's probably going to have some help to answer questions. That is expected. If you've got 20 people, 15 people even, or more, then what's going to happen is the main photographer is not going to be able to answer all your questions. So they're going to bring in people who are qualified enough to help you. That is understandable. But check to see what you're going to be learning. Are they going to be talking about how to get better bird pictures, how to get better flower pictures? Are they going to be talking about how to do astrophotography? Or are they just going to be showing you slides and stuff that is promoting them or their program or their product and just going that direction? So find out that. The other thing to check out, and that you should find out in advance, is are you going to be given opportunities to actually put into practice what they're teaching you? Now, in a shorter course, if it's just 2 hours, obviously you won't have time. Even in 4 hour, 6 hours, 8 hour courses, you just won't have time. But if you're spending a weekend or even 7 days or 14 days, are you going to be given time to go out and try the stuff, then come back and check out your stuff and ask questions about what you just learned? Or is it just going to be teach, okay, goodbye? Or is it just going to be shoot, no teaching, no help with it, goodbye? So before you book a class, before you book a workshop or an expedition, figure out what they're offering you. Figure out and ask them what is going to go on during the class and workshop. So until next time, have a great day. Get out there and take some amazing pictures. And if you're going to a class or workshop, learn lots of stuff so you can improve your photography. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please click on the like button, which is the thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified when any new videos are uploaded. Thank you and have a great day.